What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Life So Crazy. It's the Vongola Boss here. With the release of Marvel Spider-Man 2 and now DC Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, it's become clear there is a focused effort to make examples out of iconic superheroes. What you could write off as a one-off with Spider-Man's portrayal in Spider-Man 2 cannot be chalked up as a coincidence with how they did Batman in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I have eyes to see and ears that can hear, so I know when I'm being presented with bullshit that tramples on its predecessors. Nonetheless, I find it concerning how the most popular superheroes of both Marvel and DC respectively got this treatment, and what this spells for future games featuring other superheroes who check the wrong boxes. Also, this video will contain spoilers. I've spoken at length at how Spider-Man 2 soured me and any expectations for the inevitable third entry Insomniac makes. It's a video game that made me realize that good gameplay isn't enough for me. Call me spoiled as a gamer, but if you're a fan of Peter Parker, Spider-Man 2 will leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pause.
Jokes aside, the game isn't subtle when it comes to making Peter look incompetent. You can't help but think the writers had something against him. But what new Rocksteady did to Batman and Suicide Squad makes what happened to Peter in Spider-Man 2 look like child's play. The obvious difference is Batman is killed off, and no, nobody cares what the name of the goofy game is called. It's a dumb premise altogether. Tell me you don't grasp the concept of it's not what you do, but how you do it. It's also because it's connected to Arkham. I don't recall anybody tweaking that Gotham Knights killed Batman, and they did it twice. Imagine these writers who are hell-bent on being subversive actually subverted expectations competently, like picking the league off in a legitimate way, or maybe even saving them instead of the gotcha being leaked online right now being, psych, the Justice League you just murdered are actually modified clones. The real league will be back in future updates because we need something to bring fans back. And people think that's going to sway those who are upset. As I've stated before, the damage to the Arkhamverse has already been done. And since the game wants to attach itself to the Arkhamverse, it will be held to the same standards accordingly.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Side note, does anyone else find it interesting how in both of these games you beat down both Spider-Man and Batman with their replacements? To soften the blow, they just have Peter tell Miles the city would be better off with him instead, while Harley outright tells Batman his time's over.
It's our turn now.
A sweet baby original, it seems.
You think this is funny?
The deeper people look at this game, the worse things they find. The inconsistent tone and character dialogue, the plot armor, character bios, and lack of regard for continuity. I'm not going to speak on the gameplay, but it seems to be hit or miss with people. Batman in this game, even before he's being controlled by Brainiac, just doesn't talk like what you would expect from the Arkham Batman. I'm not even sure how to fully explain it, but it's out of character. There's a high and mighty vibe in the way he speaks.
Despite what Flash may have told you, my cowls aren't just a fancy Halloween mask. They're equipped with augmented vision lenses, so I never miss a clue. And a comlink that lets me talk to my friends in the Justice League. Before I joined the League, I relied on these cowls to keep my identity top secret. Each one is lined with lead, so no one can peek under them. Not even Superman. I was born Bruce Wayne, citizen of Gotham. At too young an age, I lost my parents to the city's greatest enemy, crime. From that day forward, I swore I would dedicate my life to defeating those who would prey on the heart and the spirit of Gotham. So I became a symbol. Something even evil would fear. I became vengeance. I became the Knight. I became Batman. Of course, I'd have to rely on more than just my wits. I'd have to work hard, train every day to fight against crime. I'd have to design high-tech tools, equipment, and the most advanced vehicles you've ever seen. Before I had allies, but I thought I had to push them away to protect them. Now, as part of the Justice League, I'm grateful for my companions. Because together, we are stronger than we are alone.
He may as well be DC's version of Tony Stark with the Avengers, now that he's embraced being in the public eye as a member of the Justice League with his true identity known, and it can't be overstated how much this diminishes the ending to Arkham Knight, and really undermines the weight of the Nightfall Protocol. Bruce takes a moment to speak to all of his allies, letting them know this is the end of things as they know it. With his true identity having been revealed, the fear that the symbol of the Batman gave criminals was compromised, so he needed to become something worse to defend Gotham. So he goes out of his way to fake his death by blowing up Wayne Manor, only for the Justice League to show up and invite Bruce, which he accepts.
Several years after faking his death, Bruce Wayne finally returned, drawn back to the light by the metahuman superheroes from Metropolis. They asked Batman to join the Justice League. He accepted. And so, the story of Bruce Wayne, the Batman, continues, far from the mean streets of the city that made him.
Which ultimately means the Nightfall Protocol was all for nothing. Not to mention Bruce's fear that we spent fighting against in Arkham Knight comes true, but instead of being brainwashed or taken over by the Joker, it's Brainiac instead. And now in Suicide Squad, he becomes a killing machine with no real ways of stopping, except for Harley Quinn plot armor.
Bet you didn't think it'd be me.
The plot armor in this game largely consists of you believing the Justice League wouldn't just kill members of the Suicide Squad Frame 1, especially before they have any of the tools to defeat them. We see the Flash rip out the heart of Lex Luthor in the blink of an eye, but then chooses to run in circles mustering up tornadoes to toy around with the squad. Yeah, allowing you to experience what it's like being hunted down by Batman is cool, but this Batman who has no hesitation in killing just decides to knock them out, and when he decides to put a bullet through Harley's head, Flash conveniently wakes up in order to stop him. The lethality of the League is clear, but remember the feats under Arkham Batman's utility belt. The same Batman, without killing, took down 8 assassins, stopped Protocol 10, and defeated some of his most iconic rogues while poisoned, and saved Gotham from being drowned in fear toxin.
Oh my god, bro, is dick riding all you do?
All in one night on each occasion, by the way. The same Batman, now controlled by Brainiac, mollywopped the squad in the beginning of the game, then gets taken down in the Batcave of all places while using fear toxin. They really want you to shut your brain off during the second phase of the boss, as it's a laser shooting reskin of Scarecrow from Arkham Asylum. Now, big scary Batman aside, how does that fight look without all the fear toxin? You're telling me Batman just goes down 1v4 in the open and gets gunned down? The disrespect continues with Harley carrying Batman as payback for what took place in Arkham Knight. I'm surprised they didn't include a section where Harley could put tape over his mouth with all the yapping Batman was doing tied up. Oh wait, they did. They just wanted it to be more overt.
Harley, even you can't be stupid enough to think that you have a chance against Sue.
It's easy to just chalk Batman's dialogue to being brainwashed, but they really made him out to be some 2-bit villain for comedic purposes. As he's about to get experimented on by Luthor, he starts declaring how he's vengeance and he's the Knight.
You've already lost, Luthor. I am vengeance. I am
Is this how you get your sick kicks?
The same Batman who found himself in a similar situation in Arkham Knight, getting injected with fear toxin and wasn't screaming like some little and I shouldn't need to restate the fact he got put down like a dog. That scene speaks for itself.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
What? You survived everything I ever threw at you only to die now like this?
One of the world's finest heroes. Snuffed out by this.
Anyway, Batman aside, the bias shown towards female characters in this game is palpable. Talking about a whole lot of girl power shit. Starting off with this Harley who the writers clearly wanted to take after the modern Harley Quinn rather than her Arkham iteration. Yes, Harley Quinn of all people with the power of her neurochemistry to great counters the real Batman experience by mixing his own fear toxin and flooding the Batcave. Can somebody tell me why, in the year of our Lord 2024, when anything remotely resembling or even hinting towards sexual harassment towards a female is grounds for any male to be packed up expeditiously, is there a scene where Harley literally gropes Deadshot's ass? Talking about some being told no really makes me want to.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Do not touch us.
But you saying I can't really makes me want to, you know?
Harley, no!
Worth it.
Hey, bruh. The writers really wanted to get something off their chest with this one. It ain't even the scene that bothers people, but the sheer hypocrisy of it all. Dare wanted the male characters to cop a feel on Harley and watch the meltdown that follows. Although I gotta say, Harley has definitely seen better days. Many more examples, but Wonder Woman is the most offensive, seeing as she's the only member of the Justice League actually given a respectful death. Let this game tell it, and you'd think Wonder Woman is the one who put Rocksteady on the map and has been carrying them since 2009. Now to the character bios. The writers for this game are anything but subtle. Here they speak about Wonder Woman and Green Lantern from the perspective of Lex Luthor and Deadshot. Here, Lex Luthor of all people is glazing Wonder Woman and the Amazons, proclaiming how they are an example of a golden society. Lex wonders if following the Amazon motto could save Earth from broken democracies, lagging technology, and the greatest threat to mankind as we know, toxic masculinity.
You serious?
Meanwhile, Green Lantern's bio is essentially Deadshot calling him a coon and the spawn of Uncle Ruckus, stating how he's the kind of guy that makes you think, oh, he's one of the good ones.
I beg your pardon?
Dog, this is some nasty work. But it's from the villain's perspective. The only villains in this situation is the writers who worked on this game. Never cook again.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass!
And speaking of writers, Sweet Baby Inc. really outdid themselves with this one. With Spider-Man 2, they had to show some restraint because it was Peter's game, but they clearly understood the assignment when it came to killing the Justice League. I don't know what James Gunn was thinking when he announced there would be more games in the Arkham franchise. If this game doesn't kill Rocksteady, you can guarantee the writing did in the Arkhamverse. So what's next on the horizon? As more studios ranging from those we've come to expect good superhero games from, to unproven studios throwing their hat in the ring, so long as these gaming studios keep relying on these glorified HR departments masquerading as consulting companies for help, I have extremely little faith that we will see these superheroes done justice. Reminder that the two most popular Marvel and DC video game characters receive this treatment. Batman being the pioneer and Spider-Man pushing it forward. I mean, people are already speculating that Peter will get the Joel treatment in the third entry with the recent Green Goblin tease. And considering how much the Insomniac games take after the Ultimate Universe, it's definitely a possibility. You think Tony Stark can escape this treatment in the modern day? Iron Man is the face of the MCU, but he ain't no Spider-Man or Batman. And sorry to break it to you Wolverine fans, but Logan is next, especially with the leaks that came out last year. And if those leaks are anything to go off of, I promise you Wolverine's healing factor won't be enough to help him recover from what they finna do to him. I bet you they'll make sure that Wonder Woman sees proper, if not excessive, preferential treatment in her own game. And honestly, I'm not sure what to think of the Captain America Black Panther game. Yes, these are all different studios, but when it comes to the writing, there's a clear common denominator. I'll end on this note. I can only hope the backlash this game is receiving sends a message. There will always be detractors, but the pushback I've seen from the Arkham community makes it very clear. New Rocksteady messed up big time. As I've said, even if they bring them back, the damage has been done. It would take master level writing for them to right the wrongs presented in the story of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And considering they had King Shark use a Green Lantern ring, it's safe to say that a snowball has a better chance in hell. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop a comment down below. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. Check out the 2 videos showing up on the screen to see more Life So Crazy. It's been the Vongola Boss, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.